Hi Aquarius, this is your tarot reading. Welcome to it. I'm just gonna do a quick tidy up and a shuffle and we'll get started. I should set my otherwise I just lose all track of time. Spirit's got all the time. I don't. So I'm just gonna I was just telling Scorpio that I'm trying to get more hydrated, so I'm trying to drink larger amounts of water. I hope you are having a great spring so far. Everything's going well. Okay, let's get some fresh energy for Aquarius. All right. Okay. God, what messages do you have for Aquarius today? What does Aquarius need to know? We're losing the light, so I'll try to hurry. But, okay. True abundance is an inside job. Can always tell when I'm losing the light because the cards just look darker and darker and it gets harder and harder to read them. I'm like squinting at them. All right, two more. Let's get two more for Aquarius, God. Let's take the one on top. When in doubt, I choose to see peace. So you got true abundance is an inside job. So you'll only really be abundant when you feel abundant. So you need to work on your gratitude and also your mindfulness. When in doubt, I choose to see peace. So that means focus on the positive. You can find the peace or the peacefulness in any situation. And one, let's get one more for Aquarius. I can find peace in every breath. Maybe Spirit's telling you to slow your breathing, be more mindful and conscious of your breathing. Maybe that will help calm you down. It's always helpful. Okay. And let's get you some Gypsy Witch cards. Gypsy Witch Oracle cards. What does Aquarius need to know about their past? Okay, I'm going to reshuffle. I don't think you want that one. Alright, let's try again. Alright, what does Aquarius need to know about their past? I'll just take the top two. So, roses indicate beauty and rugged health. So in the past, Aquarius, maybe you were looking good and healthy. Oh shit. Okay. And the lilies. Wow, you got two flowers. The lilies forecast a happy life, but family sorrow if surrounded by clouds. Lying above the person signifies virtuous life, but when under indicates immorality. Well, you got it in the past, so I think it means you had a happy life. So in the past, Aquarius, you were beautiful, you were healthy, and you had a happy life. Okay. What about Aquarius in the present? What about Aquarius in the present? What does Aquarius need to know about themselves in the present? The park foretells a new love when very near, if distant, false friends. Well, so it's in the now, so that's near. It's as near as you can get. A new love. So maybe you're gonna find a new love, Aquarius. And then it came out with the lady, and the sun, which signifies happiness and popularity. Near snakes, mice, and dark side of clouds presages vexation. So skip the lady, and actually maybe I'll just put her because she doesn't. Her card doesn't really have a meaning. She's just representative of you. So in the now, Aquarius, you might have a new love, you might be happy and popular, and you might be socializing, dressing up, going out. And maybe enjoying some like theater or music or something like that. Okay, what about the future? What about Aquarius's future? What does Aquarius need to know about their future? The shepherd indicates an intense love of life and strong fellow feeling. And bouquet of flowers, an absolute indication of long and happy life. If children are nearby, extraordinary honors and fame. So it looks like in the future, Aquarius, you're going to have an intense love of life and a strong fellow feeling, which I think means humanitarianism. And then bouquet of flowers, a long and happy life. Yeah, so you're going to have a love of life and a long and happy life. That sounds good. Okay, and let's get you a general card from the Sacred Forest Oracle. Okay. God, what Sacred Forest Oracle card? Okay, this one. Stag Spirit Leadership. It's a reindeer. Okay. I mean, it's water. The only thing about drinking out of these are very heavy. All right, and then we'll read you Stag Spirit Leadership. Wow, it opened right to it. Spooky. Okay. You inspire others to greater heights. Step into leadership in your life. You are a beacon for others. Shine in your own life. Be gentle with yourself and others. However, do not play small. Take action. This is your time. Step up. So it's encouraging you to be to step into your leadership role, Aquarius. Okay, now let's get some clarification. God, what does Aquarius need to know about their past, roses and lilies? Consciousness is reversed. And receptivity. So in the past, Aquarius, where you were beautiful, healthy, and had a happy life, maybe you were unconscious, or maybe you were working on your own consciousness, so you needed to up level, you were in the process of up leveling, and receptivity came out with that. So maybe you either were receptive or you needed to be receptive. Maybe you weren't listening to God. Maybe you were more focused on material things, tangible 3D things instead of spiritual things, and listening to the signs of God and your spirit guides. What about the park? What about Aquarius's present? The park, which is new love, and the sun, which is happiness and popularity. Ooh, wow. You've got We Are the World, so you might be socializing in the now. This might be a time for you to connect with other people across the globe, fellow whatever you are. So if you're like a light worker, if you're like, I don't know, like an animal person or something, then like maybe you want to connect with other light workers or other animal people, other people that work with animals or study them. Okay, and what else? Yeah, like maybe joining a group, like a global online group or something like that. I don't know. What else does Aquarius need to know about the now? Comparison. So comparison talks about how everyone is different and unique, and there's no point in comparing yourself to anyone or anything else because you're all so individual and unique. And then it talks about on the card, there's an oak tree standing beside, I think it's oak for sure. It's standing beside a bamboo plant, and the idea is like, why would an oak compare itself to a bamboo, or why would a bamboo compare itself to an oak? They're both great in their own way. So as you are finding new love, being popular, connecting with like-minded people, people you have something in common with, right? You keep in mind, Aquarius, that there's no point in comparing yourself to other people because everyone is so unique. Everyone is created so differently on purpose. That way we all make up the totality, the whole, right? And if we were all alike, it wouldn't be that way. There'd be huge things missing. And I think you can see that pretty clearly in the way the world is functioning today and has been for the last 2,000 years or whatever. Is that there's like a huge chunk missing, and so it's very to one side, and that's not healthy in the long run. So don't, as you're meeting new people, Aquarius, don't worry about comparing yourself to others. You know, just enjoy being yourself and let other people be themselves. Just live and let live. That's your message. Okay. And then what about Aquarius's future? So you got the Shepherd, which is intense love of life, and the bouquet of flowers, which is long and happy life. So that's clarified by sharing, which came out in reverse. We'll get one more. Conditioning. Okay. So Aquarius, it looks like in your future, this whole love of life, long happy life, sharing in reverse, like I think the main idea of sharing is to pour from an overflowing cup. So when you have, it's like maybe a Leo energy, like where you've built up all this wonderful creative stuff, right, and energy. From that point, you can pour into other people a little bit. So maybe you need to keep to yourself in the future, or maybe in the future you will keep to yourself more, or maybe you'll start trying to build up that extra creativity, that extra whatever, because maybe your cup is low, or maybe your cup will be low in the future. Like it says love of life and long happy life, but that doesn't mean that you won't still be working on your growth and having lessons to learn and doing things that you need to do. And that came out with conditioning. So conditioning talks about you're a lion and you've been raised to think that you're a lamb, but you've never been a lamb and you're not a lamb, you're a lion. So you have to shed the lamb conditioning in order to step into the lion. So maybe Aquarius, if you've been playing small, or if you've been not being your authentic self, or you've been trying to hide who you are and the totality of you behind something. Maybe you have some awakening to do. Like maybe part of the sharing in reverse is that maybe you are going to go so like, because in the now, Aquarius, you're socializing, you're being popular, we are the world comparison. This is all a new love. This is all about like you interacting with other people, like in a large scale pattern in your life way. And then maybe in the future, because the shepherd is all alone, it's just him, his dog, and then his flock that he's taking care of. So maybe you're going to pull back from sharing a little bit in the future, and you're going to pour into your own cup and build up your own coffers and stuff for a while. And maybe part of that has to do with you peeling off whatever like bullshit costume or persona you've been hiding behind, or you've been playing small um, by putting this like lesser version of you forward to the world. Maybe you're going to shed that. That's going to be your time to go within and really work on yourself and really free yourself from your conditioning. And hopefully that leads to an intense love of life and a long happy life. So okay, Aquarius, let's get you I'm going to get you a angel number. Okay. God, what angel number does Aquarius need? 192. Have faith in the ideas and thoughts you're receiving. They're related to your life mission. Finish what you start, especially as it relates to your goals and priorities. Yeah, Aquarius, so maybe you need to, there's some like, there's some like hermit energy that's in your future. So right now you're socializing, you're being gregarious, you're reaching out and making associations with people who you have things in common with, right? But at the same time, you are respecting that everybody is an individual. You don't need to be like anyone. No one needs to be like you. People can do their own thing. Live and let live. And then in the future, it looks like you might pull back and you might take some time alone and maybe go off by yourself and work on your health or maybe your mental health, and like shed that conditioning that's been stuck on you since you were born into this lifetime, possibly even other lives. And once you shed those like fake ideas about who you are and what you're here to do and what your mission is and like what they want you to be or want to keep you small in, once you shed those ideas, those illusions, right, then you'll be stepping into your full power. You'll become that lion that you've always been inside, but you'll become them on the outside too, because you'll take off the fake persona, the costume of being a sheep, and you will show everyone, I've been a lion, I'm a lion. So that's your reading for today, Aquarius. I hope you have a great experience, whether you are being social or not. And please like, share, and subscribe, and come back again in the future for more readings. Okay, take care, bye.